Well, I'm going to the city and I'm gonna do a city show. And I know all my fans wanna learn how to make some dough. I've been cruising up and down for trades each and every night. And with my iPhone exciting, I know we're gonna get it just right. I'll get inside your mind, we'll have a real good time. We're gonna trade today, we gotta trade today. Go askSlim.
Hi, I'm Steve Miller. Call me Slim. And this is the askSlim Market Week. It's a look back at what happened in the financial markets in the past week. And a look forward to what might happen in the next week. And hopefully lots of great ideas and opportunities for you throughout the show. Well, the stock market spent the week in a modest retreat as investors digested the recent strong rebound. Focus remained on the circus that we're having around border security as Trump and Pelosi face off with a political power play that is shaking up the whole country, with Pelosi canceling the State of the Union address, at least canceling the ability to use the House, and then the president responds by preparing a draft that we're in a national emergency and need to raise $7 billion in order to build that wall. Analysts are starting to weigh in on the effect of this power play, and that is a drag that's coming on the economy. The longer this lasts, the worse it's going to be, and pressure is really starting to build, especially now that the FAA has closed down flights to LaGuardia based on staff shortages, as we're getting people starting to, call in and saying they're taking vacations or sick time. So that is really putting pressure, and the hope is that things are going to see some relief in the coming days, as two bills were actually brought to the floor of the Senate, and they both failed, which at least says they're trying, and supposedly they're still talking. And my bet is that they're going to come up with some short-term agreement, just to kick this down the can for a few weeks and then be able to pay all those government employees, and then the shutdown will resume somewhere down the road in here. So I think we might get some brief respite, but I don't think it's going to be anything that's all that significant time-wise. Earnings have been favorable overall, and overall didn't really help the market this week. The best day for earnings was Wednesday. IBM, Procter & Gamble, United Technologies, all up strongly. The market responded with a brief uptick and then had its biggest decline of the week for a couple hours that day. And the earnings are still benefiting from the tax cuts, and that's going to lessen as we move further on in the year, as comps then start to get tougher. And of course, we're dealing with a drag on earnings going forward as we have slowing world economies. China, they reported the slowest growth in decades, and IMF came out and cautioned on world growth. So there's a lot certainly going on there in the background that has us believing that earnings are going to be tougher going forward, and I think investors know that. Maybe the biggest reason for concern is the political backdrop. It's this libertarian analyst's opinion that the gamesmanship that we're seeing right now is going to become all-out war, and that as this country gets pushed to the left by Trump policies, and we can see that in the people that are now stepping up to run for president on the Democratic side, there is a socialist movement going on, and that backdrop is not going to excite buyers of stocks. It might excite buyers of gold, and we see gold now starting to move up here on Friday, and that possibly is because of some news report that's coming out of the Fed that they're even getting more dovish. I'll mention that again in a moment. We anticipated this rebound for the stock market, and we think there's a little more to go. The last few months and the big drop that we saw, well, a rebound was due, and that did come. We think that the wide swings that we saw of the last few months where we had the big drop and then the big comeback, where the market's now down some 10% off of its highs. We think that's the nature of the kind of market we're going to see, and we've already had this big rebound. We think that come towards the spring and the middle of this year, and then well into 2020, we're going to see big moves of serious magnitude. And we think that the next move, based on what we've done so far this year, of serious magnitude, is to the downside. Stocks for the week slightly lower. The bond market up about a half a point. Gold, we think that correction's over. It gains about $15 for the week. Silver led the way on the upside there. Dollar down about 1/3%. And oil down about 40 cents. Let's take a peek at what happened this week as we look at this 60-minute chart of the S&P 500 and get that lined up for you in here. And there you see it. So the gray area, the movement during the overnight session. The white is the trading during the day. So let's take a peek, and you could see here that China here gave that a growth of 6.4%, slowest in 28 years. And the report was that China and the U.S. were still far apart on their trade issues. That goes back and forth in here. And the markets were down overnight. They came back a little bit. This was the day that the market was closed, Martin Luther King Day. And it did get a few hours in futures that were open, and you could see that it was kind of a little downside and then a rebound. Here on Monday, after the close and affecting the markets here on Tuesday morning, IMF lowered world growth and singled out China as really some risk. And some gloominess surrounded Davos as the U.S. Didn't send their people there. Home sales, they're at a 3-year low right now. Talk about slowing that's going on. And China, the trade talks were announced that they were off because of lack of progress, and you could see the selling that came in here on Tuesday. Then we made this big diamond shape the rest of the week until it started to move up here on Friday. Here the Senate vote to open the government. News came out that they were going to have that vote, and the market got a tick to the upside. And the assumption was that they were going to open it to allow the State of the Union address, but that got put to the back burner later in the week. Here, IBM's strong earnings came out, along with Procter & Gamble and United Technology. You could see the market opened higher here on Wednesday, but then healthcare stocks and the banks really weakened, and the rally failed. That was the biggest dip for the week, that 2-hour slide that saw the S&P 500 fall a very significant 35-point dip right over there, very quick. On Thursday, Xilinx earnings lifted the chip stocks. It was up 14% and just exploded, and also lifted the NASDAQ, and we got this big uptick, but it was a choppy day. It didn't help that Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross came out and said U.S. and China were miles and miles apart on trade talks. But then the news here that came before the opening on Friday lifted the market again, as report came out that Fed is talking an early end to quantitative tightening. Well, big surprise there. The world is so weak, they can't even sell off much of that balance sheet. And of course, we know 2.5% interest rate scares the market. So it shows you the nature of the backdrop that we have that says world economies are in bad shape and the Fed is just stuck. They've got no more bullets. They're trying to get the bullets back, but there's no way they can reload, because if they reload, they kill the markets. And then China says that they're sending vice ministers over to D.C. for more trade talks, and that lifted the market. You could see here at midday it is starting to stall a little bit. So that's a look at what happened this week in the markets. I'm going to show you our charting starting in a couple of minutes, and if you like this style of charting, you're going to see something that almost no other analyst does, and that is cycle analysis. If you are interested in learning this, and I have been a student of it since I read the Bible on this back in 1975, so you can see that for literally 44 years I've been studying this style of charting and analysis, cycle analysis. Profit Magic of Stock Transaction Timing by J.M. Hurst. You can read the book, but if you really want to learn it, you really should consider my cycle analysis workshop. This is 20 video modules. It took me 2 years to write, over 6 months to produce, and now it's available to you. So go to the askSlim website and go to workshops. You'll see 2 of them there, and click on Cycle Analysis Workshop, and there's a video on there, and you can watch that video and get an idea about this workshop. It's just an amazing way to do analysis, and it also is a way that you will see charts very differently than you ever have before. It'll give you a sense of timing and support and resistance and being able to project and just have this amazing awareness about the markets and about essentially money flow that's all laid out there in front of you very visually. It's an art form that I think that your trading will just soar once you get the sense of this, and I really encourage you, go to that and look at our video on the Cycle Analysis Workshop page under our workshops in the top tab. And if you like all of our videos that we do, we have almost 400 of them, and if you want to learn about trading and investing, 8 different categories, all you have to do is write support at askSlim.com. If you've never been a member, a premium member, you can see all those videos for a month for just $18.50. All you have to do is write to us and ask for the special trial link for 1 month. $18.50 for all of that learning, all of what I have learned in the market over 4 decades, all put into videos for you to study. I can't imagine you wouldn't want to do that. So I really encourage you to go and look at that workshop, and also if you're just want to up your game and learn a lot about trading and investing, become a level 2 member. Take that trial, and I think you'll love it. That's it for the first segment, and I'll be right back to show you the best and worst stocks for the week. All right, for the best stocks for the week, what I always do is look every week at all of my charts, look to see which stocks were the biggest movers in one direction or the other, and then decide what I want to bring to you with the best information, the biggest moves, the best opportunities. And what's interesting in what I'm going to show you in here as I get all of this stuff lined up, it is that there's a lot of stocks that have had good rebounds, and that are into areas that we expected them to get to and are at resistances. And then there's some absolute standouts in one direction or the other that have just blown through the on the upside, most of them on patterns that were already positive. So interesting how positive patterns bring further up moves, negative patterns, well, they stall when they rebound, and then they bring further down moves. And you're going to get a look right now at our cycle analysis as I look at Xilinx. This is a weekly chart. We do our a core of our analysis on weekly charts, though we do on our 84 most traded symbols, we do daily analysis. Also, we show that as we do future speak or stock sectors, and those are all in our regular video library. So this is Xilinx. It's in the group of specialized semiconductors. I want you to note, here's a diamond that looks pretty interesting, made the bottom. Now note the bullish configuration in here. Configuration is one of the videos that we discuss in the workshop, and when you get this higher bottom in here, and this is a cycle right in here, these bottom arcs are the cycle brackets, they're called. They're the ideal cycles, and the actual lows usually come very close to that. So you can see it followed this cycle right in here, it followed this cycle right in here, and right over here actually there are minor cycles. You can see the small ones right in here. Here's your minor cycle right here, and then the rally. Usually, when you have a bullish cycle, the minor cycle high gets tested, This one exploded on the upside, 16% up on the week. Their earnings very strong. Analysts upgrade this stock, and Xilinx in this semiconductor category leads the group in a very strong upside move or rebound. So this gets through all of our extensions that we have had in here. I really have nowhere to target this stock. Our assumption is it's going to correct like it did right in here. You can see these corrective periods where this nesting comes in, that it will peak in here sometime soon on this huge move and then roll over, but then go up again. And this rally over here would be in April. Interestingly, we were looking for a dip in the market into this same period and then up, so this might align with just getting trading with the market move. So Xilinx up 16% on the week on a very good move. You just watched the opening to the askSlim Market Week show. To watch the complete show, just become an askSlim Level 1 member. It's still no cost to you. It includes my analysis on the best and worst stocks for the week and my projections for the short-term view of the coming week. There's always a chance to learn a lot about special situations, cycle analysis, all kinds of technical analysis, and of course, potential trading opportunities. We have an unbelievable offer here in that you not only get the full askSlim Market Week show, but you get the Market Week archives, which were not available to you unless you were a member before. Plus, you'll get special Level 1 videos that we put in there from our premium library, and sneak peeks to new product launches, and of course, more specials along the way. Become an askSlim.com Level 1 member, no cost to you.